Far Cry 5 was probably my favorite Far Cry and possibly my favorite game. A lot of people call me crazy for liking Far Cry 5, especially more die-hard Far Cry fans, but I'm not. I played Far Cry 2 on and off for about a year. I skipped Far Cry 3, I played a decent amount of Far Cry 4 on New Dawn. I beat Far Cry 5, and I'm still playing Far Cry 6 right now. So I'm not a die-hard Far Cry fan, I'm a Far Cry fan. It's probably my favorite game series, so with my other review videos I've done things like separate the game into categories or rank it on this or that. No. Here I'll just talk about the game. I could probably talk about this game for hours, but I'll simplify it into a few minutes.
The cult stealing our land, kidnapping our friends. This is our home.
I thought if we could just hang on, Eden's Gate would just go away.
They've been waiting for somebody to kick off their goddamn holy war. You need to build up resistance.
Make no treaty with them! And show them no mercy.
Okay, so it wouldn't be a Far Cry 5 review if I did not mention the mute protagonist. I kinda like it. I like the fact that you feel like the main character in this creepy and ominous world that is Far Cry 5. And after playing the game, I honestly can't imagine this game without the mute protagonist. Now, another controversial area in this game, the location. I think that Montana was a good place to pick. Now, I do admit that it got a little boring at times, but I think for the whole rogue cult in rural America theme, Montana was a good pick. It was a beautiful location with a lot to offer in its mountains, rivers, and lakes, and dense forests. I think that other Far Cry games had this, but Far Cry 5 did it best. I also wanted to talk about the vehicles and aviation in this game. The cars in this game were super cool with amazing customization, and the planes had actually good controls, which they decided to remove in Far Cry 6. The flying was so good that it was actually part of a boss fight in this game. And before I continue with the review, I should probably tell you the story. Far Cry 5 takes place in fictional Hope County, Montana, with Joseph Seed as the main antagonist. It focused on modern issues in America and stuff like that. Joseph Seed started a religious cult that believes the end of the world is coming. Joseph Seed believes that God told him this stuff and he's trying to spread his word. You play as a rookie U.S. Marshal who goes to arrest Joseph Seed, but it goes horribly wrong. Now, I know I kind of just talked about it, but I want to talk about it a little bit more. Joseph Seed. Joseph Seed is probably the best Far Cry villain. Pagan Min was a super good villain. He's probably second. And I haven't played Far Cry 3 yet, so Vaz and that kind of stuff, can't rank that. But I still sweat and feel nervous when I think about the intro to Far Cry 5. I remember confronting Joseph Seed for the first time. When Joseph Seed was on screen, you fucking listened. Your goddamn house could have been on fire during a cutscene with this guy, and you wouldn't even noticed. And I like how by the end you question if he was really the bad guy. And I wish they went a little more in depth with this in New Dawn, but overall the best quote-unquote antagonist ever is Joseph Seed. I also wanted to briefly mention the side villains. Best side villains in the game by far. Good job with that, Ubisoft. Alright, so before I give you my final opinion on this game, I want to mention the guns. This game has a little bit more modern guns compared to games like Far Cry 6. Overall, it has some really fun guns from LMGs, which are super cool, by the way, and I beat the game with, so use LMGs. To shotguns, to pistols, to everything, basically. It has epic weapon customization, just like the vehicle customization. They were both super good, and this was a super fun aspect of the game, as it is a shooter game. So, you know, it's kind of good that the shooting controls and stuff are good. Anyway, alright, so with all of that, I want to say that this game is just straight out amazing. I forgot to say it, but the co-op is super fun and easy to use too. in this game, it's still worth the full AAA price tag to this day. I love this game, and I think you love it too.
If your soul has grown weary and your heart feels tired, let the water wash away your sins. And if the snow begins to fall and you can't find a fire,